okay. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. Just gonna boost the audio a bit there. Perfect. That should sound good. Jackception, why? Oh, I've got it on the wrong screen. There we go. Welcome back, everyone. We're gonna be having a fun stream today. We're gonna do something I haven't done in a little while, which is making some pixel art. Typically, I didn't do it for a little while because the iPad was being a bit of a hassle. Who's that? No, thank you so much for the subscription at tier 1, 8 months in a row, on a 7th month streak. Wow. But thank you for actually doing that, because now I can actually see that the announcement thing, the Twitch alert, is very small. So I'm going to quickly just up that. There we go. A bit bigger. With the judge, yes. You were the judge. It could all go wrong. So I'm going to be doing pixel art in Asperite today. Asperite, I think it's called. Yeah, Asperite. I don't typically work in Asperite, so I'm not used to the software. So if it takes me a little bit longer, you'll have to forgive me. Typically I do it on the iPad, but setting up the iPad for streaming has become a bit of a hassle. It doesn't always work, so we're going to try do it, in probably the industry standard software, which is Asperite. And I think we're going to do the new DLC. I'm going to attempt to do something from the new DLC, which is has it been announced yet? I'm not sure. Which obviously it's a lot of landscapes essentially. Who was that? Thank you, Rob. 18 months. Okay, that looks about right now. The size of the. I enjoy waiting until the streamer starts to shut them off. There you go. Outro and start. But yeah, so we're going to be working on a landscape today, and we're going to be making what do you call it? It's called the Devil's Tower. It's a very strange looking landscape, and I thought it would be quite cool to draw. I need to move the chat window up a little bit. I don't get why I need to move it up now. I haven't moved it since last time. Oh, it just keeps moving around by itself. Oh, give me a second. Let me lock everything here before I accidentally grab my face can move it across the screen. There we go. No. There we are. I've got that. Right, cool. So let's attempt to do some drawing in Asperite here. Like I said, I haven't had much experience in the software. I more tend to use Pixaki on the iPad. So it's going to be a bit daunting, but I know a lot of it. Well, a lot of it. Some. And that's a stretch. So we're going to start with just putting in the sky. I think that's going to be the easiest part. My microphone is blocking the layers. I'm going to need to see that. So my color palette is down here. And I think we'll go with a bit more of a washed out color here. So we'll go about there. Cool, that's nice. Okay, it's natural. Yeah, it's for natural wonders. I'm not sure if Lead announced it yet, so I didn't want to say it, but yes, it's for natural wonders. Yeah, you got this. I hope so. I do hope so. I think what we're going to do is we're going to block in the colors. So let me get my brush ready, and we'll make a new layer. How does one make a new layer? I can't see what it says down there. I suppose there was a plus button. It doesn't matter either way. Make it too small. What else do to go? Oh wow. I thought natural one. Oh, it's for voxels. I didn't even read the start page yet, know my announcer. I had this down earlier when I was trying to make a new layer. I just right-clicked and clicked new layer. I'm not sure why it's letting me make a new layer now. I'm a bit suspicious. Use the layer drop down. No, I don't like that. No, you can't let me do that. Shift N. Okay. I remember that. I'm not going up there every single time. Okay. And we're going to go for a brown color. And now I can't draw. Huh. It was literally working a second ago. Oh, I know why. There we go. Out on shading. Cool. Right, so let's get a look at this shape of the Devil's Tower, it's called. Let's have a look. It's a very strange looking mountain. But it's cool looking. So let's put the ground in. Get a nice washed out green. On this one will be a bit more pastelic rather than sort of vibrant. Can you not hold shift to make a straight line? Oh, you can. Oh, okay, so there's still some things carrying over. Oh, it's meant to be finished. Okay, okay. It's probably a fill tool, but by the time I find it, I'm just gonna draw it in. What we're going to do is going to make this a bit more, you know, a bit more bumpy. I don't want it to be a flat surface. Now, I am going a lot off the actual image I've got on my screen, but I want it to be, I want it to be 1-for-1. So I'm taking it a little bit from my imagination as well. Right, let's get the actual mountain put in. It's like a washed out cream. I'm not quite used to using the actual Wacom tablet here. I'm used to an on-screen one. Or use the iPad, of course. So, like, not looking down while I'm drawing is it's quite strange. Shift N for new layer, right? Yes. We're learning. We're learning. Not so keen on this color palette so far. Hopefully it'll come together in a second. Now I'm using the line tool just because it's easier to sort of build shapes up. I think I've actually done it too big, you know. I have done it too big. Aim for smaller. So I'm not gonna make it as high, which is fine because it means I can put like a nice little background scene in. So I don't mind doing that so much. Yeah, we'll go for about that size. Oh, that looks okay. Looks very amateurish at the minute, doesn't it? Just painting in some lines, but we'll get there. We're just blocking it in. Now, can I move that once I've put it in? Oh. Why are you selecting that layer? I want this layer. Yes. Okay. Cool. So I'll put that about there. See how that looks. There we go. That is definitely not the right colour. Now, what I should be doing here... Oh! I missed it. Judy, thank you so much. Is it Judy? Thanks so much for the follow. I think that proves that that's definitely too small, because I can't see it. The fact that I've got to look that close, let's just make it really big. So if, you know... But if anyone else does follow anything like that, we'll know, because it does look a lot. Well, maybe a bit too big. Looks like Captain. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Looks like a flag. I can see that with the base colours. Yeah, I can see that. Now, what I want to do is sort of start with the mountain, and then I'll build out everything else. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the stream chat there, so I can have both the things on screen at once, because I missed the pop there. I don't want to miss it again, so I'll put that there, like that. Right, so apparently in this software you can alpha lock. I don't know how at all, but we'll figure it out. So if I go to the brush tool, lock alpha, there we go, and that should allow us to do some shading here. Now, from the image I can look at, it looks like, well, it's got a harsh edge here, so we're gonna put some shading on there. And then it's got like these. Actually, it's got quite sharp sort of shadows, so I'm actually gonna use this to paint in some of those harsher shadows. Sort of like that. And it's got like a very rough bottom section here, which I will draw in. But for now, you know what I should have done? This should be a new layer. Yep, it should be. That's fine. Put it up, shut down. I'm not gonna forget that command. Hang on, coffee. I appreciate that. I wouldn't have known. It's a shame the piece jump out of storage at the minute. Yeah. Well, no, it's not. I've got one here. I brought one with me. I've got the Wacom with me. Had me going for a second there. I was like, wait a minute. I do have it. I'm using the mouse for some things, like drawing the lines here. I don't mind using the mouse for that. But actually, like shading and things, there's no way I can do it on the mouse. I think that's cool. I think that is deplorable behaviour. I wouldn't be able to do it. Respect anyone who can, but I'm not one of them. Just googled it. Looks better than Pecan's teacup. I am lost in the sauce of this conversation. You guys do you. I have made sure to keep that much of what you said. I probably have. I've made sure to keep that preview up there on the top left, just because I like to zoom in and rotate the canvas around a lot, and I think it can get a bit disorientating. So I've made sure to keep that on the top left, just so you can see the overall look. Like I said, I'm a little slow with this software. I don't really use it. I'm not used to the layout, but I'll get there. Now, the reason I've done that on a separate layer, I'm assuming eraser is E. Yes. The reason I've done it on a separate layer is because what I want to do is I want to apply shading behind this sort of dominant shadow. And you can see this image I'm looking at here. There's a lot of shadows behind it. So I'm going to try paint that in. I want to see how it looks. This is all just interpretation. My mum used to have one. I better clean with that with fabric. Right, there we go. Now we're going to lock that, and we're going to stick this on alpha lock. Sounds pretty cool to say. I want to... Where's the eyedropper tool? Is that eye? There we go. I'm just going to bring that down a touch. I'm going to go back to here. It's quite a weird system, because using, typically on most softwares, the brackets is to switch the brush size. In this one, it's to switch the color. So it's actually Control-Alt to shift the colors. Shift these sides, which I quite like, to be fair. It's quite a cool command. But that is definitely not dark enough, so we're going to have to drop that again. I might make it just a little bit into the orange, and we'll see how that looks. Yeah, it looks like a big tree stump, like someone cut down the tree from Avatar. That's big sad. Why'd you say that? But it does look like that. You're right. The only problem here is that I've actually done this big shadow on the same layer as the main bit, so I'm going to try and avoid this section, which is a bit annoying, but I'll make it work. So, hey, you should be alpha locked. Why are you not alpha locked? There we go. Let's just do some shading here. Let's just see where we go. If I hit this bit on the left a little bit, I don't mind too much. It's not that big of a deal. I can always fix it. So use Control B, and we can shift that down a bit. I'm just gonna bring some sharper sections down. Probably tell when I'm drawing it as well. My control of the actual cursor itself isn't as great, isn't as good as it should be. Like I said, I'm not used to using a Wacom. I'm not used to it at all. I very much like to see where my hand goes when I'm drawing, so this is quite disorientating. But like I said, it's something I want to get used to, because I don't really. It's not. I can't really get the chance to stream pixel at the minute with the iPad. So if I can get used to this, then we can do this more regularly. There's always like Skystet and stuff to do, and Voxels, but I've kind of just finished the Voxels DLC, and there's not too much to do on Skystet at the minute. Nothing that I can really do on stream. I'll probably come, it would be too fun. always good to expand your skill set. Exactly. It's actually software I've got at home as well that I want to play around with. Because I've got one of those, you know, massive on-screen graphics pads. It's like a big iPad, really. So I kind of want to play around with that, and then hopefully, providing I get used to the actual software, the fact that I can't really control the mouse won't be so like as jarring. So I'll probably just get used to it in time. That looks pretty nice. I'm quite happy with that. Now, what I want to kind of do is sort of make this bottom section, which is sort of like, it's got like rough areas and a bit of vegetation in there. Hey Sandra, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. I just noticed the graphics pad can actually go across both screens. That's weird. When I had a graphics pad back in the day at the dual monitor, I couldn't get that to work. So I actually want to add another shade of colour in. I'm trying to be careful with the actual colour counts because, you know, with Asperite, it's much easier to keep track. These are all the colours I've used so far on the actual block, not so much the grass. But it is easier to keep track of things. So I want to start utilising that a bit more. Now, considering the light is clearly coming from the right side, or at least most of it, because I've got this harsh shade on the left, I'm going to just apply some more shading here to the left side. Not too much. Just a subtle amount. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this brush down, and I'm going to eyedrop the lighter cream, which is that one. And I'm just going to cut into this colour a little bit. It looks a bit too uniformed and unnatural. Like it's been man-made, which we don't want. So I'm just going to add, see, there it is, some slight dithering in here. I've been experimenting a lot with dithering in this pack, I found. I'm not sure why. I don't like using dithering, especially when you overdo it. Like, for such, you know, if you use this. Oh, not that. Hold on. Like this, I don't like random dithering. But if it's controlled, I don't mind. It sort of looks quite nice. It gives off a nice effect. I always think it looks a bit techno-y, if that makes sense. So like this kind of dithering where you just do lines. Sort of like very subtle. I like that kind of stuff. So we're just going to add a few of this in here. These little lines. Another good use to the graphics pad as well. Typically when I'm doing, you know, drawing on the iPad back in the day, I was always like this. So I was barely engaging with the chat because I couldn't really see. Might be too much on that. I suppose it has a dithering. Does it have a dithering tool? Does it? Gradient. In fact, you might be right, you know. Is it jumble? Just try it. Oh no. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I feel like it would come in handy for some things, but you know, I had to control my drawing, so I don't really particularly like it. Like I like subtle things like this. It's definitely a style though. I did bit of a spoiler, but one of the images I've just done recently was the Angel Falls waterfall. And I used like a different sort of style on that one. It has a lot of dithering in it, but like in a way that's not overburdening. And it gives it a sort of like techno look, which is quite cool. So I kept it in. Bit of a different style for that image. All the images I've done so far have been fairly big except one. I think that one in particular was like 300 by 250. So, but like that being said, it's not hard doing big images when it comes to landscapes. Landscapes is probably one thing that I don't find difficult at all. I love doing them. Right, okay, I think that'll do for now. I'm probably going to do some more stuff with the actual, what do you call these bits? Like the sort of ridges that go up the actual cliff face itself. Because what I'm thinking is that I might do some shadows on the inner sides. So if we just have a quick little play here. Make it Shift N for a new layer. Something like... Did I not draw it there? Oh, it's not enough. So, you know, just something subtle on some of the edges, because the light would be hitting the edges a little bit, so something like that. Yeah, looks pretty nice. I think that's the wrong color, if I'm being honest. I think it's too much into the brown, whereas I want it to stick to this sort of like dark cream look. So I'll probably change the color, but yeah, something like that looks quite nice. We can probably just add a little bit in these sections as well to sort of, you know, try fake some depth. Obviously the darker it is, the deeper it looks. So we can also add a bit there. But I'm going to stop there because I'm going to get addicted to doing it very quickly. I want to get the bottom section done first. Now, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do the bottom section. There's another image here that I'm looking at as well, which obviously definitely shows vegetation here. But the scale of the actual mountain itself is quite small on the image, so I can't include all of it. But if we take this color, for example, what we can do is we'll make a new layer again. This is a problem. I'm going to get addicted to making layers, and I'm going to just add in sort of an outline of where I want to go with this. I'm adding this little bump here because I've just noticed a little bump on the right side of the cliff here. I don't know the folklore about Devil's Tower, but is there something to do with aliens or something? Because when I was looking up references, there's a lot of like fan-made posters with the aliens on them. I'm like, what conspiracy theory I'm about to step into? I don't know. Just food for thought. If anyone knows, let me know. Obviously that looks a bit trash right now, but we'll get there. I'm just trying to actually build in the actual shape first before I commit to any detail. What's weird is that I'm using a very different style. Sorry, a very different technique in Asperite, unintentionally. Typically I don't do the whole let's block out a shape, do the deal. I'll typically just dive straight into the deal on Pixaki. I just enjoy it that way. It reminds me of that mountain made of mashed potato in that film with aliens. Well, that narrows it down, eh? In that film with the aliens. Which film with the aliens? Should a bit of Googling about dithering because I remember it being different to the jumble tool. The dithering tool is under the gradient brush. The gradient brush. The spirit tool, you mean? Oh, the gradient brush.
No, I think it's a different version. It's like white text to change the gradient brush. It's like a set gradient. It's like the gradient. Yeah, that's essentially.
Green stuff. I don't have done there.
It's on the top. It's kind of got off the head, but on top you can really show you get it on the top.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, that's interesting. So I suppose that would be quite handy for things like skies and stuff, right? So if I go to the back there. Yeah, I see what you mean. I think that's too much dithering, to be fair. Nor do I know how you change the colour. I'm guessing it's like this. So I change that to blue, and then change that to a lighter blue. What is this criminal? There. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I quite like that. We're not for this one. But it's good to know. Another fun shortcut found. If you highlight a part of your drawing and press Ctrl B, it'll create a custom brush. A custom brush? How do I highlight something? Oh, like this? Oh wait, that's the wrong layer, right? So if I grab this bit, deselect that. Let me deselect it again. Layer 4 is locked, so it is. Control B. What in the unholy hell? Oh, that is really cool. So I can sort of like stamp things on. That's good to know.
Find it useful, but
Yeah, that'll be useful. That because if I'm making trees and stuff, I can just like put them around,
Right?
right?
Way of doing like simple dipping as well, instead of using the brush, you like do a little dip and then just push it off.
Yeah, I like that. Now, how do I get back to the normal brush? I'm just stuck with this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, save brush. Wait, so if I click Alt 1, will it put it back to the old one? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Thank you, Lee, for that tip. I'll remember that. I think it'd be quite a niche thing, but I think it would come in handy. I was thinking, I'm not sure you could hear me on the stream, but doing things like trees. In fact, let's try it. After they do this bit, let's try it. We can definitely do some stuff with that, 100%. I'll try it on the stream. Like I said, this stream is about playing around in Asperite. I'm not, so much fussed about actually finishing the image off. Usually takes me about 2 hours to do an image, with a big one. But constantly using Asperite might take me a bit longer. We'll see how far we get. Why can't I draw? I'm on the wrong layer here. Which layer was this on? Am I being punked? I am being punked. I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm not dealing with it. So how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? What if I use this book? No, let's not do that. This spray brush might actually come in handy, Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is. Just gonna add some subtle stuff, and what I'm gonna do is, this is quite dark, so I'm gonna add in some sort of subtler dark undertones in a second. Some sinister undertones in just a hot second. So we'll do that first. Yeah, that looks alright. I think. Don't really know. I'll go to shift down, click that. Let's get a darker color. I'll put that in the palette. I need to start getting in the habit of doing that. That's okay. They can overlap a little bit. I don't mind. So I'm looking up, and the Devil's Tower is a mistranslation of the original native name of Bear's Lodge. Bear's House or Bear's Teepee. There was a petition in 2014 to restore the original name, but it was dismissed by the looks. Oh, so it's not actually called... Oh wait, no, sorry. So it is called the Devil's Tower, but people wanted it renamed to be the Bear's Lodge. I prefer the name the Bear's Lodge, actually, it's quite cute. What do they call it, the Devil's Tower then? You said it was a mistranslation. Huh. Interesting stuff. Okay. So now that we've got that, that's looking okay. I think it's looking a bit messy, which I don't particularly like, but I can fix that up using some just some controlled sort of brush strokes. So if we go in here and we just add in some nice line work here. I think we'll bring this out a bit more. I really want to do, I forget where it is, so you have to forgive me. Geography isn't my strong suit, even though I took it as a GCSE. There like a meteor crater somewhere. It's like a huge one. I forget what it's called. And I wanted to do that. The only problem is I wouldn't know how to draw it. Like, I wouldn't know how to do that. Interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't know how to draw that. Same with the Great Barrier Reef. I really want to draw that as well. But again, drawing it from like the sort of top angle might be a bit boring. But then if I do underwater, would that still be the same premise? I feel like people would be able to tell the Great Barrier Reef underneath, right? At least I would hope so. Now, this does look messy. And I'll be honest, I'm not keen on it. The actual, the sort of spray brush, it's called. But I think it's going to be okay, because as I said, I'm going to cover a lot of it in vegetation. So, I don't necessarily mind having a little bit under there. We can just treat this as an experimental piece. That looks okay. I think we'll grab some more of this darker tone here. We'll just put some more in. Good. I'm going to try to pronounce it. The Veredafort crater is in South Africa, the largest verified impact crater on Earth, with an estimated original diameter of 300 kilometers, 185 miles. Just get the second. 100%. I used to be quite scared that a meteorite would strike the house in the middle of the night. Nothing you could do about it. Nothing you can do about that for sure. That's game over. If a meteorite struck your house, that would be also really bad luck. Oh, they've just targeted Rob's house in particular. He was like, that guy, get him. Okay, this definitely needs some tidying up. Even need a bit of big one. What's that film? That's like space Jumanji. Is it Zathura? Like, I remember like that scene was like, I used to be scared of that scene where like the meteor shower would go through the house. It was like lots of little meteorites, but were like bullets going through the house. That was a really cool scene. Then eventually a big one does hit it, but right at the end. I like that film. Zathura, yeah, Zathura. I think it's Zathura, but I like the name Zathura better. We'll stick with that. It's a good film, that. One of those films I just watched as a kid on repeat. For reference, 300 kilometers is a little more than South London too. Jeez. Yeah, I'll definitely get that drawn. That sounds like a fun one to do. I just don't know how to do it. It's quite hard trying to figure out angles for pixel art. But some angles work, some angles don't. So I'm going to have to be a bit careful with how I do it. Otherwise it's going to look like a circle. I suppose I could just do it just straight top down. Like orthographic top down. That might look okay. Now, I'm going to try and use Lee's technique here. And we'll see how it looks. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be fun. So I'm going to get some dark greens here. About that one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint in some things like this. I'm going to get a lighter colour. Ooh, will the brush save the colour as well? I don't know. Don't like that, looks like a fish. We'll do one more, a nice dark one. That's too similar. Let's get a nice light one then. So we'll go a bit more into the yellow there. We'll do something like that. And what I'll do is I'll select one, hold shift. We'll click Control B. And we're going to save that. That's Alt 2. Okay. That's Alt 2. Grab that one. Control B. That's a new one. Get that one. Control B. Get that one. Control B. Right, okay. So now, if we use... So it's Alt 2, 3, and 4. We're going to make a new layer. So that's going to be... I'm getting there. I'm getting the hang of it. Shift N. Why is the brush changing? Oh, pattern aligned to its source. No, I don't like that. Just paint it normally. There we go. Right, so what we're going to do... I'm going to start putting some things around. Then we're going to click Alt 2. Not Alt 3. Didn't save the brush. That is big sad in the chat. That is big sad. I didn't save the brushes. Oh dear. Why can't I start things now? Oh, cause I was looking so forward to... Why can't you get lost? No. I've missed something pretty important in the chat. As far as we know, would alien-caused wonders be natural? Oh no! That ain't my problem. Take it up with the aliens. Take it up with them. Okay, try it again. Control B. Huh? Okay, it's made a brush. Now it's Alt 3. Okay. Why were you punking me earlier? Control B again. Is that a new one? No. I only have 3? Is that a thing? How do I get rid of that one? I don't want you anymore. I don't want to do. I'm just trying to try out a new technique and it won't let me. Now you work. What's your deal, man? Is it overwriting them? Am I being punked? Control B. Maybe I can only save 4. Huh. Oh wait. I can just click on it. Wait, hold on. So now I'm missing now. That one. Okay. So we'll do that, Control B. If that doesn't... There we go. That's all. That's all. I'm missing that one. But now... I've saved too many. I don't want all these. Oh well. What did I keep clicking Alt B until we find something? Okay. Let's get going. Let's get rolling. Let's delete that layer because no one likes that layer. Right, Alt 1. No, Alt 2. Yes. Let's just put some... Then Alt 3. Oh, now we're talking. What I'm going to do is going to overlay them a little bit. Alt 4. Still think it looks a bit panny, if I'm being brutally honest. I'm trying to sort of mix them into each other. Sort of give that look of it not being fake. Definitely something that I probably wouldn't use all the time. No, I'm not sure if I like it. It was nice to experiment with it. I don't think it's meant for that kind of stuff, though. I think what I'd rather just do is just paint them in. I've got a certain style I like to do for trees, and it's never let me down. Let's just go in here. What's funny, it would be very cool for this one, is if I make it sort of like a postcard. I'm also going to do different styles, and I feel like if I just do 20 giant landscapes, I might get a bit boring. So I might this one do a bit of a postcard style, where it's got like, I've got a big gap in the top here, on the left. Just put, well, I can't put text though. Trees. Happy little trees. We love the trees. There's no one better to learn how to draw trees from than Bob Ross. That man understood his trees. I'm slowly getting used to the whacker. Like where I'm looking is typically where my hand will go, which is nice. I'm getting used to it. I mean, typically I would rather use an on-screen one, but it's not too bad. I don't know why, but like when I was doing like a lot of like my uni degrees and stuff and things like that, I always struggled using a Wacom. Because I quite like when I'm drawing, I quite like to I'm one of those bits that rotates like the paper, rather than sort of, you know, tilting your head. I'll just turn the page. And I can't really do it with the Wacom. I can't just start rotating the Wacom on the screen. Okay. So far, so good. Now, what I've noticed is that the vegetation seems to get more dense the further down it goes, because it links up with the trees, which I will be drawing. So I think I might just calm down a bit on the actual vegetation on this bit, because I don't think I need to worry too much about it. What I might do is start building in the grassy section at the bottom here. Should probably get some references for that, because you can't really get a good picture of it. Well, the picture I'm looking at is that good. So let's get a new picture. I want some nice looking grass. Quite like it, yeah. So I think I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to sort of draw in the hill first, because I can't really see what I'm doing. We'll get to get rid of that layer at the top there. Let's just, oh no. Just get that out of there. See layer. Don't. Get out of here. Go away. Right. Let's paint in the hill. Now, I don't like this green that I've picked. I think it looks trash. So, I'm going to pick a different colour. I sort of want it to be a bit more ivy coloured, like that. Can I scroll down here? Yeah, you. So let's grab. Okay. Yeah, that looks nicer. Maybe a bit dark, actually. Now, looking back at the Devil's Tower. Can't get it. Use the mouse. Yeah, it's on a hill. It's definitely on a hill. So I think I'm gonna have to bring this grass down. It looks better. It looks more realistic. And I'm gonna have to sort of make a new layer at the top and sort of have to bridge it in a little bit, just because it looks a bit. Well, it quite literally is detached right now, which is not what I want. Let's just do that. I'll just joint those two bits up there, so we should be able to do this. Yeah, it looks more like it. Now, can you merge layers? If I could merge layers, that would be so handy. Can I move you down? No. Can I send you to the bottom? No. Can I control select two of them?
Merge down was an option there.
Is there a merge down option, was there?
When you right click on it, it said merge down.
I can merge down, but I need it to merge with the bottom one.
Go to the bottom there and drag it to the bottom.
That's what I'm trying to do. But when you drag it, sort of selects them. So I'm trying to think how I can actually move it. There'll be a way to move it. There. I need to hold it like that. Nope. Is it arrow keys somewhere? Am I being silly? Oh. Properties? That's not right. Wait, it's got layer modes in this? Just merge down. Nah, it'll be fine. What I can do is I can just paint in and then just delete it. Like delete the bleed bits if there's gonna be any. How do I get this to stop selecting things? I don't want that. You're upsetting me. Okay. Okay, that'll do. Just try and get a nice pan here really quickly. I want it to get darker as it goes down. Something like that. Oh, clicking and dragging them in the timeline panel. You gotta drag a layer above. I've tried dragging them. No. Oh, it's right click. Oh, why? It's right click. That makes it easy. So left clicks to like select multiple. Ah, okay. All right. It's quite interesting because a lot of the commands are very different in Asperite than most others. So it's just getting used to them. Beg your pardon. Just getting used to them. But so far, it hasn't been too bad. I quite like the Control B to change the brush size. I do like the brackets usually, but I don't know. That one hasn't seemed to throw me off at all. It kind of feels natural to do, which is nice. We do like that. Now, what I'm trying to do, it may look like I'm doing nothing right now, is I'm just trying to build in a sort of random pattern here. I've got like some pixel art grass on my screen. I typically like to find a style that I like before I do anything. I don't like doing... Typically when you sort of do so much pixel art like I've done now, it's very easy to set yourself in like one style. So I'll typically try to change it from time to time. So I've never sort of drawn this grass before. I'm not copying like the image, I'm just sort of looking at the shading style. It's sort of similar to mine, like this, but it's a bit more dithered, I suppose is the best way to do it. It's like more gridded. So I'm hoping it looks good, but if it doesn't, we can change it. It's not biggie. I'm suspecting this DLC might take a bit longer than the actual comic one, just because it's so much bigger in scale. Like literally, the images are going to be a lot bigger. So just try and get a nice reference always helps speed up the process along. If just a little bit. Okay. What I want to do now is grab my normal green. I'm just gonna bring that up to a nice sort of like traditional grass green. I'll try to blend it with these colours here. If it doesn't blend, then I'll just bin those colours and redraw them. I don't typically want to do that, but if I've got to, I will do what I must. Yeah, that's looking nice. Tell you what, if I get this done, I'm not sure if I get it done in the stream or not, but no, I might actually. This will be my first ever piece of artwork in Asperite. This is actually my first time drawing in it. Obviously I've drawn in it, but not to this degree. Typically I'll just practice when I've got some time. Like this morning, I think I did like 20 minutes of drawing in here. Just to sort of get used to the controls and the commands. I really like using commands when I'm drawing. It just saves the process. One command that I really like, which typically you have to hotkey, especially in a Photoshop, is that you can actually have a hotkey. For me, it was like F2. You can flip the canvas. It's quite important that when you're doing sort of landscapes, especially the landscape looks good from both angles. It just makes the piece look more visually interesting. I'm not sure if you can do that in this. You could switch the preview in Photoshop, I think. I'm not sure if you could do the whole canvas. I bet there'll be a command for it. So I'd hope there would be. Just getting these little sections here so I can do the paint tool. There we go. I am enjoying having that preview thing at the top there. I don't use it for the iPad because it takes up too much of the screen. Like, it's gone to the point where I just can't see what I'm doing. Which is not really what you want when it comes to drawing. I feel like you actually want to be able to see the screen. Okay, now that we've sort of got this base built in, we can start doing some dithering to sort of make it look a bit more textured. Still don't like that bottom section of the actual mountain. But it's fine. I'll come back around to it. Now we'll start with the dark section. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to zoom in a bit more. Just so I can get a bit more control of a brush. In fact, this style is very similar to mine. It is just sort of line work. With a smidge of dithering here and there. I'm not sure if... I know Lee was saying there was like a dithering tool. Is there a dithering brush? I feel like there would be.
You can make your own.
Make my own dithering brush, yeah. And then dither it in. Yeah, maybe. I feel there would be an actual one built in though. I feel like. Especially for Asperite, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Tell you what I'm thinking. This needs an extra dark layer. So if you can see, you know, on this preview, this big patch of green at the bottom, I could definitely use another shade, I think, just to sort of bring in the design. I have, when you make the edges darker, it sort of locks in your eyes to the center of the screen, so I might just try play on that once I've got this done. This is probably my favorite part of doing any pixel art, is doing like the sort of details. It's one of those things you just turn your mind off and just do. Don't really have to think about it. Yeah, this reference that I've got on my screen as well, like this like sort of like shading style. They even have darker sections in the darker sections. So I think adding an extra color here would be justified. Just to make it look a bit cleaner. Now, let me add some dithering in. Some actual dithering. I'm going to do it very traditional. Just going to add some here and there. On this reference sheet that I'm looking at, there's dithering everywhere. I don't want to add dithering everywhere. I had to keep mine sort of just subtle. This is the sort of style that I did for the Angel Falls image that I was talking about earlier. Where it's just a little bit. Because obviously you can do it everywhere, but I think that looks a bit boring. I can't imagine it's very fun to color either. Just having dithering all over the screen. So typically I like to put them in corners. Corners, it looks really nice. Oops. When you do it right. Like that looks nice. What it also does is it bridges the colours together. So when I was sort of doing the grass blades here, as you can see here, the grass blades go up. However, when I do dither it into the colour. So it sort of just merges the two colours together. It's sort of like fake shading. I suppose dithering in a sense is shading. Okay. It's looking okay. I think I could do it a bit more in some places, but I'm not going to go overboard right now, because we still need to do this section as well. But you can definitely see on the top left that the design's really coming together now. Skies are probably the easiest thing to draw in pixel art. Well, it is for me. So I'm not too stressed about the sky. If I can get the sort of bottom section looking good, that takes a lot of stress off the image. Not sure if Lee has this problem, but I really like this new office. But the desks, I just feel there's like a bit in the desk in the bottom here where it sort of like extrudes down, and I can't get my legs under the desk. I'm too tall. Lee seems to be okay, but he sits slower than I do. I can't sit with my legs flat. I've got to have one leg over the other. So typically when I'm drawing, I'm always looking to the side. So I've got like half a body in. Yeah, that's fair. I think my chair is low as I can go, to be fair. I don't think I can go anymore. Yeah, like using Asperite, you know. I'm 100% faster in exactly the minute. Definitely faster, but I don't know. I quite like it. It would certainly help the posture. I'm always looking down. I'm using the iPad. Always looking down. Right, let's dither in some of these sections. Ooh, that wasn't intentional doing that, but having the grass blades come up like that actually looks really nice. So we're gonna commit to that. I'm just gonna carry on. Alright, looks okay. What we need to do now is I think we'll need to add some extra dark sections. You can see in the preview there, like, it's starting to look like grass, very slowly. Grass is really hard to do, because it just takes so much to actually build it up. Don't know why, but like, pixel art grass always reminds me of, do you know, like, Studio Ghibli grass? I genuinely don't think there's any better, like, sort of nature designs than Studio Ghibli. They just nail the design. And pixel art grass reminds me of it, I'm not sure why. It's only the grass, though. Something about the grass and Studio Ghibli grass in pixel art there. So, they've got the same vibe. Like cozy. I am getting cat food adverts. Oh dear. You've been talking to Lee too much. Yeah, Lee's been hacking at your PC. 100%. That on Miso has been hacking at your PC. Both are viable options. Can't rule it out. Twitch is reminding you of bringing that ball toy. Obviously, you must have some vital information here that I'm not understanding. Right, I think it's time now to add in that darker section. I'm just going to smidge it into the blue. Just a little bit. Right. We're going to start from up here. A bit higher. This is the one thing I don't like. So you can't see my hands right now. To be fair, you probably could just tilt the camera, but like, I would at this point I'd be rotating the screen to get a nice cleaner line. So I would rotate it so I'm drawing downwards because your hand naturally moves in a certain way. Your hand doesn't naturally move perfectly straight horizontally. Going down, it can, but how do I do? Okay, I did it perfect that time. But typically, going down will always be better. So I'll rotate the screen, but I can't. So like trying to get nice lines going to the side can be a bit of a pain. I've got to sort of tilt my body, and I don't like doing that. The troubles of an artist, I know. Such hard lives. But still, it matters for design. See there, like that wasn't me. Well, it was me, but I'm not controlling it that way. So I've sort of got to come in and try to adjust it. Only problem I've had with it so far is that Google shows the rotate. Best you get is rotating the canvas by 90. There's no rotate view. Best you can do is rotating the canvas by 90 degrees. I bet you there is a shortcut for that. Oh! Please say there is. Please, please, please. No. I thought there was going to be an option for it. Well, there's an option for it. Oh, you can flip them. I wonder. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I bet you I can switch it. Oh. Oh! Shift horizontal is Shift H. Shift H is very far away. I don't like that. I'm changing it. That's going to be F2. And to rotate 90 degrees, we can add one in. What would make sense for that? What did I put as F2? Put as F1. So now if I do F2. Oh! Right, it rotates that section. That's not right. That's not rotating the canvas, that's rotating the layer. How do I get to the How do I get to do the whole thing? Rotate canvas 90 degrees. Yeah.
You've got a saying for rotating canvas.
Do you think I've done the wrong setting? Hold up. Oh dear. Where was it? Oh yeah, look. It just says rotate. Oh, let's can I get, yeah, get rid of these. Yeah, unbind them. Where's rotate canvas?
There's a search bar.
There we go. Is there? Oh my, there is. Rotate canvas. Flip it horizontally. Yeah, that's right. So F2. It's always F2 for me, so I'll remember that. Not that as F1. Yes. There we go. Now I can rotate it. We're drawn like this from now on. No, that's really handy. That's going to come in so handy. That alone would convince me to switch to Pixargy than anything else. I really miss being able to do that. One of those things that it's quite weird that you learn early on when you're doing when you're practicing, you'll be like, not that I did learn, but obviously when you take courses, you do learn a little bit of each thing. But like when you're doing environmental art, like flipping the canvas is really important. I don't think it necessarily matters too much for what I'm doing right now, but still, if something looks off, it always helps to rotate it, just so you can sort of see it from every angle. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this in now, because I'm probably going to cut it in a little bit. Yeah, because I don't really like the shape currently. And what I might do is I might do a little bit of cheating, and I might just up the brush, just a smidge, like that. And we're going to grab that, I'm just going to cut in a little bit like this. Just give it more of an unnatural shape. Because I think right now it looks a bit too... what's that looking for? Drawn, I think that's probably what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's something better. What we'll do now is we'll draw in our little blades of grass. Trick. How done that? I noticed that on the preview. This has been really fun. I really enjoyed these Asperite, actually. I don't think I would. I'm being brutally honest, I don't think I'd enjoy it. I knew I would get it done either way, but I didn't think I'd actually enjoy the process of doing it, because I don't typically like... So when you get comfortable in your sort of drawing, you don't really want to budge from where you are, because you sort of master it, but... I don't know, I really like the settings and options this program has, and I've barely probably scratched the surface. There's probably a lot more. There's even a text option. Do you know how much time that... Well, I don't use text that much, but you know how much time I would have saved on some DLCs? I know sometimes, typically when I do text in DLCs, I'll just do this. There's my own little pixel language that I'll just do if I'm trying to like add, you know, text. But it does work out. You can tell it's text, you just can't tell what it says. Could be really cool as well. I know some programs do it. Procreate does it. That's like an auto time lapse option, so you can sort of see how it's been drawn. Just thinking, especially for the vlog. I wonder if there'll be one. It doesn't matter either way in this case because I'm recording for the stream. Huh, it's mad. But some programs have it built in. Pretty sure you can also change the theme of the actual UI as well. It's really cool. It's like playing Minecraft, but 2D. Right, I do think we need to go a bit more heavy on the dithering, because right here it looks nice here, but like on the preview it looks a bit minimalistic, and you don't want that for grass. Grass should be busy and dense. So I'm just going to start going a bit more heavy on the dithering here. I'm just going to add in some random stuff to the point where I feel like I'm comfortable. If it takes too long, we'll stop doing it, because something I can do off stream. I don't want to bore everyone just drawing in little things like this, because there is the sky to do, and I need to fix up this bottom section as well. I feel like doing pixels right now, you've built up a catalogue of how things should look. Like, I know there's trees around, but because we're so far away, I don't think we'll be able to see the trees in pixel art. So typically I'll just build it like this, and it obviously has the, you know, that sort of fake look where you can see nature, we don't really know what's going on. Let's add flowers, in which that case it makes it look a lot smaller. But... there isn't a built-in timer button, but I found an itch.io code you can download by that. Wow, really? That's interesting. I just automatically it itself. That's pretty cool. That was one of my favourite things that I found out about Procreate, because I did this like massive drawing. I think it took like about 8 hours to draw it. And I was like, damn, I really wish I'd recorded it. But then I found out that Procreate automatically records it, and it recorded the whole thing. So I have like a permanent file now of me just drawing that 8-hour drawing. It took me forever. I think when you're drawing though, time doesn't really go the same way. I can't really see the time at the minute because my snowball mic is blocking it. But I know it's been a while, but it doesn't feel like it's been a while. I feel like I've just started, really. I think if I was doing this on the iPad, I'd probably be finished the grass by now, and I'd probably be on the sky. So I don't think I'm too far behind where I would typically be. So it isn't a massive image. How big did I make this? I can't tell. I think it's like 200 by 200. No. I think it's 200 by 150. I think. Ah. Yeah, 150 by 200. Oh, it is on the bottom. See, I can't see it because the snowball's in the way. Yeah, I can see it. It's peeking out a little bit. Yeah, see, that's handy. Lee knows a suspicious amount of stuff about Asperite. That's a lot. Man's been doing picture art in his own time. I'm thinking of this like a complete fluke. I do think it looks like what it's supposed to be, so I'm happy. I'm happy. I didn't really know what I was going to draw, and I'm doing it on a software that I don't typically use. I've never used. Let's be honest. Let's be blunt. So I'm quite happy with the progress I've made. Control S to save. I'd already saved it earlier, but let's just get into the habit of doing that now. It's not like Pixaki will auto save it for you. See, it's starting to build up now. I beat you to it. I beat you to it. This part's going to be a competition though. That's the only reason I'm remembering to save is because I'm getting competitive to beat someone, not to remind me. It's the only way. I think the 1-bit book was done in this. It would make sense, I imagine. Yeah, because it's a lot easier to control. Like when it comes to 1-bit, you've got to do a lot of dithering to sort of make up for the fact there's only 2 colors. So I can imagine it would have been. I'm hoping that we'll get to the point where we can make a 1-bit book again, because I would love to do a 1-bit book. I really enjoy drawing it, but I know it's sort of like a niche style that not everyone likes, so I don't typically overdo it. I may add one in to a pack once in a while, but not too much. It would be a really cool idea, like a 1-bit stained glass window. How would that look? I'm so glad people like the stained glass window DLC because I loved doing it. It was a really easy DLC as well. You just draw the outline and you colour it in. Done. Like it really wasn't hard. Those ones that take quite literally no effort to do. I think we need to add some more dark patches like this in, just to sort of try bulk out the design a bit more. Paying a lot of attention right now to the preview at the top. I'm barely looking at the main screen. because I want to make sure that a lot of the spots are covered. Little things like that does slow you down, but it's hard. I'll get used to it eventually. Which time I've used the Wacom really is when I'm doing what do you call it? Skylets. I do typically use the Wacom for that when I'm painting them. Not so much for like the scenery, because you can, when building scenery colors, use a lot of like layer styles and like layer materials rather than actually like drawing. Whereas the scouts, you've got to do a lot of drawing, like the patterns, the little feet, the little claws, things like that. Eye patterns, you got to do quite a lot. So typically I'll use the Wacom for that. That's the only time I really dig it out. I don't typically use it for pixel art at all. Oh, that was bad. You guys didn't see that. You can't see it, but obviously I've got the graphics pad right here. And to zoom out on the iPad, you squinch like that on the screen, and I've just done that on the on the graphics tablet to try and zoom out. Oh dear, it's kicking in. That's looking pretty nice. Something's off with this top section. I'm not sure what it is. I know what it is. Picked it out immediately. Just need to add some dithering in. I think some of this grass stuff needs to bleed it. Like that. Yeah, exactly. I've done that before, on an actual piece of paper. I have done that before. Poor creators ruined me. Poor creator Pixac, they've ruined me. I can no longer draw on paper without trying to do input commands or touchscreen controls. You make a mistake in a drawing, try click Control Z. It doesn't work. Oh. Yeah, I took a nice. I don't like this bit in the middle here, actually. Let's just dither that out. I don't like you. You're getting binned. Yeah, that looks better. Right. Okay. Now we can probably... I think I'll probably come back to the grass section and make some extra touch-ups. But I think I'm going to jump back up to the top here. We're going to add in some extra stoof to the shading. And then what I might do is, I might have time to jump to the sky. Jump to the sky. But we'll see. I would love to do some cloud. I love drawing clouds in pixel art, sorry. So one of those things that put you in a happy place. Why is there a bit of... There's a bit of green there. That's clearly on a layer at the top there, because I can't select it. How nice that looks. Oh. Top left there? Look at the difference. Sound good. On the bright side, this will also make a nice clip for the vlog, so I know Lee typically, like, sometimes takes clips for the vlog and just sort of speeds up the stream a bit, so you can see things. Now, obviously we don't have to play it, we can if we want, it's up to you guys, but if we do play Arctic Fawn, or if we do play Scribblio, I will be at an advantage. Because I have absolutely zero intention of unplugging the graphics tablet. It will be staying on. Hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. There. What is that? What is that sticking next to it? Sips kiss. Alright. If you say so. Right, I need to decide what I'm going to do with this left section. So we're going to leave that reference behind. Now we're going to jump back to my Devil's Tower picture that I had open. Where art thou? Okay, so what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do here is add in an extra colour, which I think I've actually already got. Yeah, on the bottom section there. So we can add in some sort of like spikes like this bit. I don't want to overdo the spikes. I want it to be quite stylized as image. It's sort of got like a very simplistic look to it. I quite like it. I don't want to lose it. I really like this image, you know. It's where that'll give myself a pat on the back, but I am liking that grass at the bottom. I didn't even need a reference for it to be perfectly honest. That's typically how I draw grass anywhere. But again, it's nice to have a reference open anywhere, just so you can sort of, you know, you don't have to like... You make less mistakes if you've got a reference, you sort of know how things should look, so... Why it's so important drawing with references. You don't always just messing things up. Otherwise it'll just be drawing, whipping it out. Drawing, whipping it out. Which isn't necessarily a fun thing to do. Oh yes. That's looking good. I'm also a big advocate though for like not using an eraser in drawing. Well, when it comes to like traditional drawing, my friend taught me this where like he'll draw something, not all the time, but he'll draw something and no matter what he won't rub anything out. So you just, you know, just go with it. If you make a mistake, then you just go with it. That was like a really cool process in drawing that I used to do quite a lot back in college at university, where like what you can do is it's like a sort of technique that a lot of people do when it comes to like concept art and things, is where you'll get a color and, you know, an empty, imagine it's like an A4 spread. It can be like very daunting to like look at an empty page. Exactly. So what you can do is you can just like draw something like random like that, scribble. Okay, what can I turn this into? So for what I'm seeing right now, that's like a head. Turn that into a horn. There's like a leg. So you can start building like a monster, you know? Even just there. I think it's like a very cool like sort of process to learn. It takes a lot of like the stress away. Trying to figure out like a design. So let's get rid of all that. But just looking at those scribbles there, that gives me an idea. What's that noise? Oh, it's a Hoover. You know, I genuinely thought it was a train. I thought it was like a toy train. There we go. You can sort of see it. With its mouth. It's like a rhino porcupine. I didn't draw that on the same layer. I did. That's fine, I'll get rid of it. Yeah. I've always enjoyed doing that process. It's a really fun thing to do. Recommend if anyone's ever want to try get into doing the arts. It's quite a fun technique to do. Oh dear God, which layer did I draw? I thought it was the top layer. Ah, layer 11, okay. We'll get back to the actual layer. The pixel. Okay, so I think the plan now is to do the sky. Now, I think what I'm going to do for this, typically, you know, for my clouds, I like to do 2 big clouds. I think I'm going to do a lot of small clouds. So to make the sky look a bit more empty, because I quite like the empty look. And to do that, I think I'm going to make a new layer just above the bottom layer. And I'm going to zoom in. And we're going to get a nice... I haven't been using the colour palette. I need to get used to doing that, because it would be so easy to keep track of colours. So I will remember that for next time. But for learning today, I didn't want to keep it, too complicated. Now for clouds, I like to just draw... I'll draw the line first. So I'm going to draw a nice little line. About there. And then we'll make the brush a bit bigger. I'm just going to make some random shapes. Sort of like that. Yeah. Maybe add some at the bottom. No clouds have a perfectly flat bottom section, so I'm not going to do that. And then we'll make it a bit smaller. Just going to bring it out a little bit. Oops. Sort of like that. There we go. That was quite nice. What we'll do now is we're going to add a color palette. There it is. So we need to get the background color actually. And we don't want it to be in between the white and the background color. So if we go back there, I'm going to set this. I picked the brackets instead of the actual command. And we're going to set this to alpha lock again. Where art thou? Lock alpha. There we go. Oops. We're just going to draw some shapes in here now. And what this allow us to do is sort of fake some cloud-like sort of like thickness. Now, the lighting source we've got is sort of like up in this. I don't think I'm going to put the sun in, so we'll just imagine it's like in this top right corner. So this means that side would be darker, sort of similar to the side of the cliff here. Click white, we go with the brush. What we're going to do is make this a bit smaller. And we're just going to cut in a little bit. Now, what I should have done is drawn this on a separate layer, but it's fine. I typically like to add some shading into the actual cloud itself, like the cloud. So, adding an extra layer of darkness into the cloud shading. I think I may have removed too much there, so I'm just going to put a bit back. I think I might do it like that actually. I think I might have to go a bit smaller with the brush actually. One mistake I've actually made here is that I shouldn't have made the actual cloud perfectly white, so I'm going to quickly amend that now, because that means it removes the option for us to add highlights, which we do not want. So we're going to make this a bit darker, maybe not that dark. I think I made a mistake there, In that case, I think the actual shading needs to be a bit darker, because now that I've darkened the cloud, the contrast isn't as strong. So I'm just going to do it. Yeah, that looks better. And what we'll do is we'll grab that colour, we're just going to turn it to white, and we're going to do the same thing. And obviously when I'm drawing by myself, it'll go quicker. I'm just sort of demonstrating how I can do clouds. So there we go, adding a bit of highlights just to the top. Maybe that side as well. Funny, I think I've actually made a mistake again. I think that is too dark. Keep changing a line on this cloud. There we go. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. And what I want to do is now make it darker by grabbing that, bringing you down a touch. What we're going to do is we're just going to go in here and just add in some darker sections to the dark sections. Weird thing to say, but it's just how it goes. It just makes the cloud look a bit more... I'm looking for, like, dense, I suppose, what I'm looking for. Obviously, clouds just... Lots of little clouds down on top of each other. Yeah, that looks about right to me. There we go. And there's a cloud. Now I'll make that into a paintbrush and we'll just stamp them everywhere. I won't. We've got to do them individually, unfortunately. No cloud looks the same. Well, that would be funny. It would be very funny. Just to release the DLC like that. All the clouds are the same. Oh, I've got alpha lock on. There we go. Now for this one, we're going to have this one coming in from the side. Didn't draw my straight line. That's on me. So I'm just going to quickly go back and do that. And do this. My stream is back up. Oh, backed up. But you behind? You'll catch up. Oh, your stream's back up. Oh, I see what you mean. It's back up. Okay. Yeah. Good to have you back up. It's okay, you only missed one cloud. We've got like 18 more to go. Ooh, I like that shape, you know. I didn't mean to draw that, but I'm going to keep it. Good time the build's finished as I start testing pixels on the Switch. As they finished, sorry, with that well. Right, there we go. I like that shape. It looks unnatural, but also natural. Weird thing to say. Okay, we're going to grab our second color, which is our darker shade. Now, there is actually a way. I couldn't figure it out earlier. So what you can do is, so say if I was drawing this cloud, you can sort of put these 4 colors in a palette. And what you can do is you can select all 4 of those colors and it will only shade within those colors. So that means it essentially alpha locks the layer without alpha locking the layer. And what that means is it goes down in a hierarchy. So this color could only be painted in this color and this color could be painted in that color, which would mean it would alpha lock each shade. So you see for this bit here, where I'm sort of painting the dark in the dark zone, it would allow me not to go outside of it. I need to figure that out because it wouldn't save too much time, but it would take the stress of doing it away. Which would be nice. But like I said, I'm not too bothered about today. Today was just a little bit of a learning process for me. I just wanted to know what I was capable of doing in the software. I've broke it now. Something I've overdone. Oh, I'm using the same. Okay. Now we're gonna alpha lock this layer. Up the brush. Now in we go. I'm just gonna add in some nice little clouds. There we go. I'm not sure if I like it. Well, I do like it, but I'm not sure if I like that sort of shading. Let's stick with that for now. We'll see how we'll go. No, I'll do the highlights first this time. Just because I'm here. Get those done. Then what I'll do is we'll go in with the darker layer. Wouldn't have to go up here if I just put them in a palette. Come on, Jack, pull it together. do this. Just gonna add some definition to the sort of dark bits here. What I might do is just grab that colour there and add a little bit more. Just some little bits, not too much. There we go. There's cloud number 2. Now this cloud is a friend. What time? I can't see. Oh wow. The time is flying over. Now, I don't think this mountain reaches the altitude to have clouds going over it, which is a shame because a cloud going over it would look really nice, but I'm not going to change the design of nature. Not that much of a perfectionist. Actually, that cliff looks wrong. Let me improve. Right. We're going to add a pretty big cloud up here. Yeah, about there. It's all going to be a bit of a big lad. Still getting used to the Control Alt for the brush size because I keep going to click the brackets because that's the same thing. That's the same command for pretty much every software. Photoshop, Substance Painter, even Blender. That the brackets will control the size of a brush. So it is. I'm getting used to it a lot. Now I could change it, but I quite like it. I quite like the fact that the brackets changes the color of the palette. And I do think if I sort of get into the headspace of using the palette a lot more, then that would be super vital to keep. So I'm going to try and stick to it. Each build takes 2.5 hours now, but we're getting to the office 2.5 hours. Was Skystead even that long? I don't remember Skystead builds being... Could be wrong, to be fair. I'm not so keen on this shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the eraser. I'm just going to do some cutting it. Just doing some little stuff. Sorry I'm leaning so far in. This is one of these situations where I want to make sure it looks right. Oh, that's a weird looking cloud. I think that looks right besides the besides this bit. Yes. I can read your cap. Yeah, yes it. There you go. The Fallout cap. It's probably my favourite cap. It's quite sad really, because I've got about 30 of them. And I typically wear one. Not 30, that's a bit of a maybe 20. But I only wear one. So I occasionally wear a different one at home. Like a green one. I need to get a gym one as well. I think a bit more. What's I'm looking for? Airy. Bit more air. What's I'm looking for? Freeing, I suppose, where, like the air gets to your head more. Don't really have one of those. I need one. But I'm not looking for more excuses to buy another cap. Not a good idea. Yeah, because there's the shading option there. I couldn't get it to work. I'll look into it next time I do a stream. Here's an idea. Design the perfect cap or put it in our merch store. The perfect cap. I'm not even sure what the perfect cap would be. The perfect cap. See, I like sort of like ragged caps. Like the ones that like have like dents in them and stuff. But obviously this isn't, you know, I didn't do this. This is how the cap comes. It's got like you can see the red poking through and stuff. I think the design of them are better. I'll probably will get a new one eventually. For other uses. I'm also using it as an excuse not to get a haircut because I can't be bothered. Just can't be bothered to get one. So wearing the cap means I don't have to. The beard's getting a bit unkept at the minute, but I'm trying my best to keep it clean. Not clean. Clean sounds bad. Not clean, you know what I mean? Tidy. I don't wash my beard. That's gonna be clean now. In fact, I want to keep this section a bit darker. Need to do some Vox stuff on the store page. Ooh. I'm sure me and he'll get one like lead typically. Let's wait for some help with the mod stuff. I quite like doing it, so I'm sure we'll get around to it. We've got some free time. We're all kind of locked into a rhythm at the minute. Especially me. It's 20 minutes of pixel art and then 16 of voxels, and then we do it all again. Doesn't leave much time. But I have been getting some Skystead stuff done. Got quite a lot of Skystead stuff done this week actually. So I had some downtime. Well, just before the new DLC got announced, or picked, should I say. That was nice. I quite enjoyed that. When we get a new merge solution, we move into the office since Printful's handy but expensive. We saw that we'll unbox and stuff for sure. That might be a good idea. I'm actually surprised I got this far, if I'm being brutally honest. I really thought Pixaki would slow me down a great deal, but it has slowed me down, but not to the degree that I thought it would. So I think, maybe doing a few more drawings in this. I'll probably get the hang of it. I might try get to a point this DLC where I might do 2 or 3 more in Pix. They're called not Pixaki. What's it called? Asperite. The names of these programs are so weird, but yeah, well, not weird, but hard to pronounce for my simple brain. I don't do words very good. Even a word from yesterday. What word couldn't I say? I was talking about like declaration, something declaration. I can't say that word. Whatever it is, I can't say it. I make images, not words. It's not a simple brain. It's just an arty brain. It don't do words. We should just sell colored cubes. Got it. That is looking really nice. I'm really happy with this. It's very simple, but I really like that. I really do. Obviously, I'm not done, but I really like it. I'm thinking if I could get away with adding some shading in the background. I quite like it the way it is, but I might try. I thought, quick look. So if we make this, so this would need to be the brighter one. So if we select this and color drop you, why can't I color drop you be the same color? Is there a reason I can't do that? Okay, we'll try that. Let's just see what happens if I use the built-in gradient tool. Let's just see what happens. The zoom off which is a bit weird. Huh? The reason I'm doing this, by the way, is because I'm trying to see the colour. I've done that right, haven't I? Whoa. Whoa. That's weird. Not what I wanted. What is that doing? I think this would be too much dithering. I don't like overusing dithering. No dithering. Well, that's a blatant lie. I can see it right there. That's fine. I don't need to use that. That's what I see what it looked like. What I might do is just paint it myself. So we'll do that. Bring that down. Hit you. We'll see how it looks. I don't think it's going to need it, if I'm being brutally honest. Where's the fill tool gone? Am I being silly? Oh, yeah. Okay, sort of. I'll put some dithering here, see if I can get it to look nicer. Now, there must be a quicker way to do this. What does Lee say here? Oh, you say you could just dither it. I think Lee said make a brush, but I don't want to make a brush. Too far, I could just make a brush. So if I do that, and then, oh wait, no. Wait, this. Am I going to... There must be a way to do this in an easier way. And then we click Control B. There we go, I've cheated. See, this would take 2 seconds on Pixar, which makes me think there is definitely a way of doing that spell here. 110%. What time are we at, folks? Does someone want to, does one of Lee or Rob, these two kind gentlemen, want to set up his server in the program that I keep forgetting the name of?
Is the build good, Lee? Yeah.
See how this looks. Don't really do too much dithering like this, but we'll have a look. The last one, of course I did. I kind of like it. A little bit. Just a smidge. But I do. It may stay. It may stay. There's a chance that after stream it may be binned. I'm sorry. Why can't you just what? Why are you doing that? Oh! Whoa! You can fill with a brush? That's kind of mad. Why are you still doing it? I told you to stop. Yes, indeed, Hybrid, we will be playing some Scribbio. I think I can see, I don't mean cheap out there, I can see Lee setting it up in the corner there, so I'm assuming the link will be going up real soon. Get started. Now, like I said before, I am not turning the graphics pad off. What time is it now? Oh yeah, we'll start now. Okay. But yeah, that I think we'll call that there for the actual Pixar. I'm really happy with that, dude. Let's get a good look at this. Where's the full screen mode? Oh, that did it. There we go. That's a terrible full screen mode. There we go. That is my first ever drawing I've done in Asperite. I'm quite happy with that. I don't like this bomb section. I'll probably fix that, and I may add some more stuff to the sky, make the grass a bit more denser. But we're pretty much there. We're pretty much there. So we'll leave that as it is, and we'll jump over to Scribbio. Thank you, Lee, for the link. Jack, that's me. I'm just going to turn that on. Oh no, I'm in. There we go. I am here. Let me set it to the right thing on the stream here. Is it stream chatting? Oh no, that's not it. That's not either. I'll keep this one fine. I'm not sure if anyone else is joining in the chat. If anyone wants to hop in for a game, you are more than welcome. More members the better. We've got a chance of beating Lee. I think he's won every single time. Yeah, a bit frustrating. Should we go ahead and start, Lee? I think you can join my game anyway, so that's fine. Getting ready to move my screen in case it's me picking. That's not. Rob's choosing the word. Rob's first. Rob playing as Mike Wazowski. I need to be typing, not drawing. We're right in there, folks. We're right in there. I've got to keep moving it in case it's me. Yeah, it is me. Alright. I'll try it. I can't promise I can draw this. Okay. Oh no. Nope. That's what it looks like. Hasn't it got some like things up here like that? Like that maybe? Right. I could cheat and draw something that would easily give it away. I've drawn this wrong 110%. Let's just draw this in the background and give you a hint. How much time do we have? On that one as well. How do I get rid of something? No! This thing. Oh, how do I draw it? Oh, guys, it's over. If you don't get from that, I'm not going to be able to get it. It's Notre Dame.
You did the wrong thing. You did the wrong. It's not the. That's not even.
What's Notre Dame? I got the wrong thing!
You didn't look down.
Oh! I thought it was the. Oh, well, we'll never get it. I'm just going to start throwing the game so I can win. Lee disliked the drawn. Unacceptable, Lee.
I think it's on the right about.
I don't remember at all. Archday Triumph, that's it. That's what I was thinking of the wrong thing. I panicked. No, it's not, what's it called? What's it called? Oh. Having casket. That's the wrong thing. Oh. So close. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh. That's not. That's a long word. What am I looking at? What? Oh! Oh! I'm taking that. There was one bit I gave it away. I was like, okay, now I know. Nice. I think it's me next time hiding it. Wait, I need a second. Okay, I got it. I had to be sure. I had to be sure I was drawing the right thing. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'll be quick, I'll be quick. No, it's not Notre Dame. Shut up, it's not Notre Dame. If anything, this has made me worse using this. Nice. Hell yes. What, sorry?
Is that the right colour for the stone?
Yellow, isn't it? Mine stone's yellow, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it is.
It's orange in it.
Oh, wait. There's no orange at the bottom. Yellow's close enough. I'm looking that up. Don't want me to be that guy. That's definitely yellow. Oh. Eh? How did you kids get it so quick? What? I can't get it. I don't know what it is. Field. Oh. That's putting behind in points as well. That is big sad. That's put me last. I was first for 3 turns. What? Were you just getting it from this? And I will point this one. I can't tell what it is. What? No! Oh! Lost. I spelled it wrong. Yeah. Why is there a clown on the left? I thought it was a clown. Why is his skin green? Oh. Rob. Hold on a minute. Even with that, oh, I didn't notice it was me. No one saw it, right? No, 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 no. Oh, no.
I've got proportions right and everything.
I can't draw anything else, so I'm just like, here. What? Everyone else got it? That would have been way too much. I'm not going to spoon feed it. Thought Lee was trying to draw earlier.
Huh?
Thought Lee was trying to draw. Oh, it's so small. It's like a... What? What? What?
This is bang on, man. Don't listen to Jack.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just how do you get so quick? I feel like I'm being stupid. What were you? What? I feel like it's a. Oh, you're drawing a continent. Oh, you. I thought you were drawing something. Well, I'll take third. I suppose I'll take third. Lee won again, as he does every single time. Huh? Did you not win? That was Lee. Where? Oh, Robert did win. My bad. Oh dear. Well, that was a stressful game. But yeah, I think we'll call it there, folks. What time is it now? Yep, 2 hours. Yep, we'll call it there, folks. Thank you for everyone who joined the stream. That was a really fun one. Now we know we can continue doing pixel art on stream, which is really nice. Want to get a bit more in the rhythm of using Asperite, but I think that for a first image, that's not too bad. So I'll crack on and finish that off after the stream, and we'll get it thrown into the Natural Wonders DLC, because I think it looks pretty good. So we'll call it there. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all again in a couple of weeks. Hopefully there's more pixel art. We'll see what it's doing. Bye-bye for now.